We're rapidly running out of time, but I do want to quickly talk about the experts at Drainage Division. We're talking about the flooding in TNT. They say that, that whole thing the whole drainage system needs to be rehauled. It's 40 years old. There was poor planning policy for housing, non-enforcement of squatting laws on our hills and our forests, non-prosecution of people lighting fires. Really, all the problems with flooding seem to be political. Your final comments on this? We don't seem to have much time.
I just want to say that I would want to look at the success stories of the EMA and the Ministry of the Environment, certainly when I was there. And I would just want to say that there are some stories that tell us that partnership works. I mean, we look at, for example, the whole issue of the fact that Trinidad is now probably third on the world scale in terms of leatherback turtles. At one point in time, we had actually we felt that we may not have had any. And that's partnership, partnering with the community. Giving them some funding, yes. But there are a number of success stories that you have to have the will to do it, you have to have leadership. There isn't the legislation in place, and that is now successful. And that is one example that I think we can use as a success story.
And I think I'm glad for the success stories, but all these problems do need to be dealt with. We haven't had time to talk about the quarrying, and hopefully in another program you'll come back and do that with both of us. And very finally, Dr. Singh, what kind of positive changes do you see in terms of the environment?
Well, I think, the new approach from an administrative perspective is environment-centered, if I may use that term. I think the issue of sustainable development is high on the agenda. We have been hearing that the development model will be adjusted, and has already started that process of adjustment. It is people-centered and not, geared towards establishing Trinidad and Tobago into a developed country according to a very peculiar guidelines as to what developed status really means. So I think there has been a shift, and I think that is a critical issue, because I think the development agenda will be adjusted, and issues related to the effects of development on people. If that takes root, then issues related to environmental degradation certainly needs to be considered. And therefore the issues of flooding and all those things we expect, we will move in a direction where we slow down development in some areas and up it in others, and really address sustainable development in the way that it should be addressed.
It's been an absolute delight having you both on, and I hope that you both come back on. You haven't been put off.
Yes.
And that's also where we wrap up today. I want to thank Senator Penelope Beckles, former Minister of Environment, and Dr. Jyot Singh, who's the MD CEO of the EMA, for propelling us forward with solutions. The Minister of Housing and Environment, Minister Rudal Munilal, has expressed his interest on coming on the show, and we'll bring him on as soon as he's available. Thank you for your letters still pouring in to cleaning up the mess at guardian.co.tt. Speaking of solutions, our letter of the week comes from Bill Ramrathan, who writes, "Recycling will start when we see waste as a resource to be managed. There is a need for separation facilities at various collection points throughout TNT. The sorted and separated waste can then be transshipped to market or central facility for storage. The various landfill sites or dumps can be converted by installing mechanical recycling facilities. A major component of the sorted and separated waste is organic waste, which is about 40 to 50% by weight of the waste stream. There are technologies now available to convert this organic waste to compost and energy. If this system is implemented, it can lead to a significant reduction in the waste stream required for landfilling. Only one properly constructed and maintained landfill would then be required in TNT. Sizing and design of these facilities can be easily done by local engineers. A fair portion of the scavengers can be trained as pickers or sorters at these facilities to have permanent and fulfilling jobs, separating waste in a safe and beneficial manner." Great ideas, Bill. Hope the authorities are listening. Also, we've got a hail out to Chandra Lee Kong, whose letter protesting against the way King George V Park was used used was highlighted on this show. Chandra writes, thank you very much for your intervention, as there was a notice in the Sunday Guardian advising that the park shall no longer be used for parking, parties or any events that would cause damage. This advisory from the CEO of the City Corporation. Currently, I'm waiting for a response from the City Corporation to try and repair Broome Street. The sidewalks are broken due to development and indiscriminate parking for parties, carnival and cricket. Well, we hope the authorities are listening to that too. Chandra, we will also post this as a note on our Facebook page, so look out for it. Please continue to care. Stay involved, at least until systems are put into place by government. Send in your comments, suggestions and photos on our environment to cleaning up the mess at guardian.co.tt. Join our Facebook page. A reminder that Carib Glass wants your bottles for cash. Call them on 662-223-127, extension 286 and 327. To recycle plastics or computers, call Piranha at 679-7826. In the meantime, I urge you not to litter, to recycle your glass, paper and plastics as much as you can and work towards creating a cleaner, greener and more beautiful Trinidad and Tobago. This is CNC3. I'm Ira Mathur. Have a great Sunday.